welcome back to VacationIRL podcast number 4. This is the week number 4 of doing the podcast. That means we're concluding 1 month of consistency.
Woo!
We did it. We've made it to the 1 month mark. We've made it with a few people on board. We're starting to grow the community, the vacation community. And today I'm joined with two of the usuals, Drew and Isaac.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. It's been a long week. There's been a lot going on. Honestly, I wish I could have made another video sooner talking about some of these things going on. There's going to be a lot of things today we're probably not even going to be able to get to. But obviously the big one of the past couple weeks really is the Gamestop revolution. It's going down, people. That's the little man of the nation state is taking down the billionaires of the world. We're coming after the hedge fund managers and tearing them a new one.
All of them are about to cry on national TV.
That's right. I've already got a few of them to do it. Can we get them all? I think we can. But no, anyway, this has been a really crazy development of the story. It's been going on since, was it last Monday? It was the Monday before?
I had a few people come and tell me about it, like this week, and I was like, how? And it was all started because of Reddit.
Yeah, Reddit. It all started on Reddit. I started hearing about it Tuesday or Wednesday. Started seeing it in the feeds. But what happened was there was this with the GameStop stock. It was super short. It was sitting around like $4.50 or something like that. And there's this Reddit page called Wall Street Bets or something like that. There's like 5 million people chilling on it. It's just a private forum on Reddit. But all these people were talking and they were thinking like, okay, this stock is way shorter than it should be, and they were guessing that these hedge funds were shorting the stocks. What these hedge fund managers will do is they'll place bets with other hedge funds and other investors on companies to fail, and then they get a bunch of money off the company failing. I'm no expert, so I don't know exactly how that works, but roughly that's how it's been explained to me.
It's like a bunch of, I don't know a lot about it, but I've read a little bit about it. It's like a bunch of bidding wars, like they'll bid that this company is gonna fail, and
Okay.
yeah.
Then they go out and intentionally manipulate the market, and they'll take it out of the news because these investors are billionaires. They own politicians, they own media. It's a big money game they've been playing for a while. But anyway, this forum was able to kind of collaborate and get this collective goal accomplished, where they basically got a bunch of people put small donations into GameStop, and they got it to rise from $4.50 to over $400 for a period. I'm not quite sure where it's at right now. It's at like $3.50 last I checked. But basically, a bunch of these billionaires and hedge funds who were investing in it, they lost billions of dollars, and now they're freaking out. And there's a bunch of stories of people who were investing early in the GameStop stuff, and they've gotten millions out of it. They're able to pay off school loans, medical bills, previous debts. So there's a lot of cool stories. I'm sure eventually we'll see some bad stories. People are going to start coming out with like, oh, I put my whole life savings in the GameStop and now it's gone.
Dude, some guy put his whole life savings into a bet recently, because betting just opened up in Michigan.
Like sports betting?
Yeah, you can do it online and everything.
Oh,
yeah.
So like every football game, basketball game.
Yeah, were you guys talking about the one? I think Trevor was talking about this new app where it's basically like for sports and stuff, but you can bet like live. It's for like fights and stuff too.
Yeah.
It's like Zooming or something like that.
DraftKings?
Not DraftKings.
A lot of people use that one for the betting in Michigan right now.
MGM is a big one too.
Yeah.
Is that like with the fantasy football and stuff like that too? You know, that stuff's cool. Anyway, the GameStop stuff though, a bunch of people got a lot of money out of it, and now we see the apps like Robinhood actually coming out and manipulating the market even more so by preventing people from from buying more GameStop stock and AMC at crooked as hell. But it's starting to come to more of a head, and there's actually policies being implemented now because of it. Ted Cruz he was coming out. I think he's supposed to go before the Senate and say some stuff. AOC came out and said some stuff. Rashida Tlaib, she came out against it. And I think there were a few others too. There's a few others who are speaking up about it. So it's causing waves. It's the biggest thing I've seen in a while. The coolest thing about it is it's kind of uniting the left and the right on a single issue. It's kind of getting everyone off that stupid partisan game we've been playing for too long. And there's people who are trying to draw people back to the left and the right, and saying stuff like, "Oh, this is like the Capitol Day riots." It's like, what are you talking about?
We gotta break the rules of their Monopoly game.
We do. It's their game. They've been playing it. They've mastered it for decades, and now they're upset that
we're figuring it out.
The worst thing is people are only looking at GameStop. if this is happening just GameStop explosion, they have so many other hidden gems that are just
waiting. There's other stocks that are getting shorted right now that these people can jump. That's why they're freaking out so hard.
It's Minesweeper for the billionaires now.
It is. It is. They gotta step lightly. They'll lose everything. But it could really be used against them all the way. I mean, actually, you know what? I think I saw Ben Shapiro come out against it. He was talking about how like, oh, we can't cause too much instability in the markets, otherwise it'll collapse, and we need the markets. But I almost say, screw the markets. If it's that weak to begin with, like if it's that easy to mess up and collapse it just like that, I almost say we need a new system of doing things.
I mean, yeah.
Oh, this is running numbers.
Yep.
It's a big risk.
It is. It's all just confidence in nothing, essentially.
It's a more intellectual society nowadays, too. Like, people are figuring things out at a crazy rate.
Information's easily accessible. It's getting easier to some degree. There's a lot of censorship going on these days, but with the way technology, I mean, you can have your smartwatch telling you stuff, you can have your phone, your
literally
fridge can tell you things nowadays.
Your whole health. Everything about you.
Everything about
Did you see that mirror by, I think, it's a Lululemon mirror, maybe? But it's like a...
Was it like a body scanner thing?
Yeah, and then you can do workouts on it and everything.
On the mirror?
Yeah.
What?
Like what, it's like an interactive mirror, like it'll like...
I've never heard of this.
I saw like some commercials for it.
I remember back in tech school talking about like smart walls and stuff like that. So like instead of having like light switches, the whole wall would basically be like one big touch screen. You can go up and like pull up windows of whatever. It could change the scenery, turn on lights, have it all be an LED.
Yep, it's the Mirror Gym by Lululemon.
It's pretty cool. It's like yoga workouts, or is it just gonna
No,
be
it's just any kind of workout, and like they'll put a virtual like fitness trainer on there, and they'll work out with you on your mirror.
That's pretty cool.
It's kind of creepy.
A little bit.
Bro.
You're just chilling, all of a sudden you come in late at night and the workout lady's just, let's go.
2 a.m. wake up.
2 a.m. wake up. Wake up. I said wake up. But technology's on a cool path, and honestly I still have hope for the future. There's a lot of doom and gloom, but like we've got like organs. They're able to like replicate organs now. We got like nanobots and stuff they're working on.
Don't forget designer ice.
Designer ice.
That is honestly some of the best thing I've ever seen. It is so funny. Your fridge can like dispense like sphere ice cubes and brick ice cubes and stuff.
Revolutionary.
You can have like little dinos as like.
That's pretty sick.
That would be so.
So you could like tell it like what to make and it like molds it.
I think right now they only have like.
Or the balls.
I think
the balls
yeah.
in this cube.
Imagine the future and like what kind of things you'll be able to make out of ice.
Because realistically, it's just like a normal ice tray, you know, just internalized.
Yeah, it just makes the big balls and dispenses them.
Everyone can have an ice sculpture for any party.
That'd be pretty cool, like a big 3D ice printer.
Yo.
And it'd be expensive as hell, and not the most useful thing in the world. But I do imagine households every day. At one point, every household having like a 3D printer.
Yeah.
Whether like a bio 3D printer for like foodstuffs, or like just even like for like construction materials.
It will be the new workshop. No need for the tools anymore.
You can 3D print a gun right now. There's
You could do that years ago.
Years ago, yeah.
You
It's
could
just
do that forever.
It's just at a crazy point now.
Yeah.
Print out some pretty effective guns.
Yeah.
Well, the first one worked.
Yeah.
And you could print like ammo for them too and
Ammo?
everything. Yeah. And then they really broke down on it and like you.
Yeah, they did crack down.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of ways around it now. How they do it to get around that is they split the files up. So instead of like one big file, they'll have like different parts of the gun they can print out individually. And they kind of like hide it all over, so you end up with like this big Mod Podge random. You gotta add a little of your own metal to it and stuff like that.
The 3D printer could revolutionize third world countries.
It's really cool. Have you seen one like actually print something?
I used to have one at my old place of work. We had a little one. We printed out like card trays and like little planes and stuff like that.
I had one at my high school.
In your high school?
Yeah, it was sick. So I'd go on there.
I mean, they've got like full size ones that can make like houses and stuff too. Like concrete 3D printers. It's like a big 3D arm that can go around and basically print out the outline of a whole house. Eventually, that's how they'll be building shit.
Well, they already are. All the factory robots on there. We can design and put the smallest things together. So
We'll have a subdivision finished in a day.
Straight up. It'll be that easy. I mean, really, like you said, I think Africa is really going to be the best place this sort of stuff can be implemented because they don't have the resources. But if we can go in, 3D print a whole community form real quick out of like concrete, they're not living in hot houses. Maybe it's a little more regulated.
Yep.
You know?
An efficient place to store water. You could print like a tank or something.
Even the food stuff thing, I haven't necessarily heard about anything like this, but I imagine one day you can add like base food ingredients to get like either get like 3D printed types of like meat or different like plant proteins, like base materials like that, so you can make like probably not the greatest tasting stuff, but you can make like vitamin smoothies and stuff like that out of just raw resources like carbon.
Yeah, I do remember.
potassium and whatnot.
Do you remember in school we watched like a video of a 3D printer making like a heart?
Yeah.
That was. It's weird to watch, but it's like cool at the same time.
I think they can only do a couple organs right now. I think they can do a heart
And a liver.
and a liver. Is it heart and liver?
That's heart and liver.
It's heart and liver, but yeah, just one cell layer at a time.
Those are two pretty vital organs though for a human body.
Eventually, imagine they'll be able to do like skin, lungs, bladder, whatever, you know?
Yeah.
Imagine being able to just go, and it's your own DNA that you're using too. They're growing a replica of your own lungs.
I'm assuming they do teeth, like replica teeth. They're
You
3D
could
printed.
probably, yeah, 3D print. I mean, at this point, they can make teeth stronger than the teeth you've got now. It's getting to that point.
Yeah. Super chompers.
I mean, I feel like in the future too, once that stuff starts coming about, prosthetics are also going to be at a new level. So there's going to be the crowd that is intentionally cutting like their arms and legs off.
Coming robotic.
Robotic cyborgs and start becoming a thing. Cyberpunk 2077, here we go.
Now that brings up a good question. Are they gonna be allowed to play and participate in sports if they have that advantage?
We probably have to, I'd say make a new sports league.
That-
Either
yeah.
have your natural, unmessed with humans, and then you have your going crazy, mech themselves out, 90% metal and plastic people. I mean, not everyone's going to want to do it. There's going to be like religions that pop up that are like all about biomechanics or anything
Well,
like that.
it would give an opportunity for those people who were like in sports or wanted to be, but are
Yeah.
like handicapped.
Like disabled. That's good. That's why it's gonna be a really good thing. There's gonna be a lot of good things that come out of it, but
Revolutionary.
I guess the fear some people might have, especially with like AI, is kind of like the loss of humanity.
Yeah, I heard they're gonna be like mass producing this certain like service robot for like because of COVID. It's like a hospice robot.
For like how hospitals and stuff like that.
Yeah, and like helping old people. Like
That's interesting. I mean, some of that stuff's gonna be kind of cool, but the job market's gonna be very affected by these sorts of things. Automation's gonna be, what are we gonna do to give all these people work, you know? Or keep them motivated to want to keep living, basically. Because not everyone can be an artist.
no,
Nor does everyone want to be.
no. A lot of people have their interests at other places.
Or we need to keep certain sectors human control just to give ourselves something to do. Yeah, we could automate everything, but let's just automate the most dangerous, risky jobs, you know, like clearing up nuclear waste and stuff like that, or even basic remote construction jobs, laying down pipeline in the Arctic.
Yeah.
Speaking of, do you hear the XL pipeline
Oh yeah, he put a stop to it.
got shut down?
Joe Biden.
Now the Canadians are all pissed off at us, and I haven't seen a lot of videos come out of these pipeline workers. It's kind of sad. I heard like 70,000 of them are out of work now.
Wow.
All being sent home.
Well, do you know whatever happened with the native tribe? Did they solve that?
No, well, that's kind of like what Joe Biden's trying to do. He's trying to appease them. I mean, like their original complaint was that it was being built over like burial grounds, and then it was like, when I heard that, it's like, okay, well, yeah, burial grounds. That's understandable. You know, shouldn't be built over ancient burial grounds. But then when I asked, okay, where are the burial grounds? They're just like all everywhere.
Oh, so they don't have a specific bearing.
They don't have a specific spot. They're just upset that it's coming through
what
they consider their territory.
Yeah.
Which I understand, but and even if you want to look at it from like an environmental factor, it's more environmentally friendly to ship oil through pipelines than it is to ship it by train. No, I think it's the I want to say Rockefeller. I think Rockefeller owns the train company that all this oil is now going to get shipped on. So by this pipeline not being built, he's going to get like triple the profits because now he's got to pay to run the trains, the upkeep of the trains. And it's a lot less effective to ship things that way. So it seemed like a half-ass kind of thought process on the whole thing. Kind of disappointing, but
So back to the 3D printing.
yes.
They actually they stopped the one with plastic and like stopped it because right now they're only using it for like dental implants, prosthetics, and molds for surgeons to practice on because they're actually trying to find a way for it to 3D print human tissue.
Yeah, I know they already like grow skin. Like if you get burned, they can grow like a patch of like your own skin, like a little petri dish kind of thing.
Yeah.
I imagine.
So I guess until they figure out how to 3D print human tissue, they're not gonna produce any more organisms or nothing like that.
So, okay, so they're not printing out any hearts or anything like that at the moment.
No, just like diagrams for like surgeons to practice on. So like they probably will print like a 3D heart,
Right.
but it won't actually
It's
get.
not functional. It's probably just
No,
rough
they don't
draft.
have any like yeah.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, it's a crazy process, but pretty much it's possible. We're really close as it is. The way technology moves.
And that robot was named Sophia.
Which one? Oh, the service robot.
Yes, a pandemic-induced robot boom.
Interesting. You know, I like the idea of some robots. Like I know, I've seen like hotels have like service robots where if you get like room service, it's like a robot. They'll bring you like your food and like towels or whatever you need. And it just has like a little tray that you can open up. So like stuff like that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, we're gonna be seeing like drones and stuff like that too, like delivery. It's all gonna be like airborne and.
iRobot came out at the wrong time and put the wrong idea in everyone's head.
It wasn't gonna be quite like that. It was gonna be very non-human in a way. You know, we're not gonna see any humanoid mechatronics walking around or mechanoids.
Oh, that is that robot, that Sophia robot is human.
It's got legs. It walks with legs.
Yeah.
I mean, they'll probably have legs, but they'll just be like long ovals. Like they won't look like nothing like legs, but it would have something you would call legs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez, they are getting pretty crazy. I've seen some crazy like spider ones there too. You can like climb up walls and upstairs.
Yeah, yeah.
Some of the military's robots, bro. Insane. Bomb robots.
Yep.
Jump back to the GameStop stuff for a second here. I wanted to talk about Robinhood and like the whole Google situation. So after Robinhood started preventing people from buying any more GameStop stock, or I think they blocked 13 companies in total from what I remember reading. A bunch of people went on to Robinhood's Google reviews and left them a bunch of nasty 1-star reviews. There was a couple 100,000 of them. And over the course of the days going by, Google went in and wiped well over 100,000 of those negative reviews, and like to keep the rating of the app way up. And a bunch of other companies. I think there was like a company called like Capital Investment. They came in and dropped like a couple billion into Robinhood to keep it floating.
Man.
But I wanted to use that to leeway into something that's called survival currency, and it kind of comes back to the whole 3D printing, self-sufficiency idea, and it kind of like it's more about the currency aspect. So what I imagine is going to start happening in the future is there's going to be a lot of new cryptos that are going to start popping up. We're going to see a lot of like individuals, especially like internet like creators and stuff, making their own cryptos. We're going to see a lot of nations start making their own. I know Burger King already has their own crypto coin. So basically, it's going to be like. The idea is going to be that these people are going to be building their own communities, and within that community, it's going to have its own currency. So when you buy into that currency, you're almost like investing in that creator. So instead of having like a stock market kind of system, you have this almost looser, independent, almost crypto-based investment system.
The end of the U.S. dollar.
The U.S. dollar, which is, I don't know if it's going to end, but they're definitely going to, it's going to change
decline.
form. And there's already a U.S. dollar crypto. I saw that on Coinbase. I'm not sure exactly what that's all about, but that's what I imagine moving towards. But I really like the idea of it because, like, I think at this point, independent, small, organized communities like-minded people is going to be the best way to keep yourself and your people good through the impending hard times. And I think a lot of the problems people had in the past with setting up these communities within like the United States was the ability to like coordinate and like with information and just general like lack of technology, and especially with like farming. But like now we have like all sorts of like crazy hydroponic technology. We're talking about the 3D printing, so like it's going to be a lot easier to get out, get some land, and set something up than it would be in the past. You can have your own energy grid, you can have your own food supply, now you can have your own currency. And this is really the only problem is just getting like-minded people involved to do it. But there's a few success stories from what I've heard out there. There was one, I was watching an interview of one guy who set one up, and he has like 100 people living on it. It's like a ranch, they sell stuff off it. I think they do like woodworking or something, I can't remember the name of it. But yeah, no, it sounds really cool. It's basically that the little community has its own way of profit, and if you're in the community you can work with that, but you're also kind of free to do your own thing. So, how do you guys feel about that kind of stuff?
I mean, it'd be it's an interesting move from what we were doing.
Well, right now we see a lot of like cities and like subdivisions. Now we're not set up in. I mean, there's kind of communities. Like I know where we grew up was kind of a community, but it wasn't really tight knit. Not like it used to be. People aren't as like. It's not so much like everyone's your neighbor. You know, you don't see everyone talk to everyone as much anymore. At least in most areas. I'm sure there's still some tight knit communities, especially the smaller ones.
Oh yeah.
But with a lot of people moving out of the cities, I'm gonna see almost. I feel like we're gonna see more of like a return to like that like communal sort of living.
Definitely, especially with the like everyone's idea of the government currently. Like you definitely have a trust issue with them.
What's
I would assume.
That's what society was kind of built on, was our trust in the government, for them to take care of us and provide for us and make sure the food is good. But they've shown throughout this past, honestly, since I've been paying attention, but really definitely since this whole coronavirus thing this past year, that they are ineffective, they don't know what they're doing, and either they're completely malicious or they're completely incompetent. And either way is no bueno for us. They're going to sell all of our assets and all of our resources out to these other countries so that they can stay at the top. But a lot of people are catching on. There's a lot of cool things popping up. This whole Gamestop revolution thing is honestly incredibly exciting. By the way, I don't recommend buying Dogecoin. That ship has sailed. Did you guys hear about the Dogecoin stuff?
No.
Oh my god. I guess it's like, it was like a meme coin that was made a lot of years ago, I guess. And it was only worth like hundredths of a cent or something like that. And then after this whole GameStop stuff, they had this whole to the moon meme, and it got to like $0.50 or like 10 cents or something like that. So a bunch of people who owned like hundreds of thousands of this stock or of this crypto blasted off, and now there's a bunch of memes on Reddit about it, like to the moon, get it to $1, get it to $10.
Oh my gosh.
But no, Dogecoin. The reason I say I wouldn't invest in it, because ultimately you can't do anything with it. Like with Bitcoin, it's starting to be actually useful. You can buy stuff online with it now. You can trade it with other people, and a lot more people are more familiar with it.
They even got ATMs.
They even got ATMs in pretty much every city now. But things like Dogecoin, that's just a Ponzi scam. But
Don't fall for it.
Fall for it. The good ones, or at least the ones I've seen that seem to be the most interesting: Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Ethereum. Exactly what the differences is, I don't know. I know Ethereum's been doing well.
That's gonna be the space currency.
Space.
It just sounds so spacey.
Space bucks. Roger, we should
10,000 space bucks.
10,000 space bucks. My space credit card.
It's gonna be so weird.
The future's gonna be. It's gonna be different, man. I just want a spaceship. I just want a spaceship. That's all I want. By the time I die, I mean, realistically, as long as society keeps moving forward and we don't get gulagged or anything, we could live to see centuries old,
We could.
or at least well over 100.
The like life expectancy of our generation like keeps upping like 10-15 years every year, it seems like.
It did go down this past cycle though.
Coronavirus.
Coronavirus, and look at how people eat and stuff. Dude.
That is true.
People eat like garbage, and that's another reason I blame the government, is they forced all this nasty, fast food, processed stuff on us, and there's not a whole lot of good. No one knows how to cook themselves or do anything.
Just think of the every ad you see on whatever social media, TV, anything. It's always like food.
Always food. Sonic, something to buy. It's consumerism society.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very vampiric society. It's all about keeping that 1% of the 1% floating and able to do whatever the hell they want.
Yep.
And we got Bill Gates, #1 landowner of farmland in the United States. Mark Zuckerberg buying up. He's got owns like a third of Hawaii now. It's what the heck?
That's unnecessary.
He's about to be crowned king.
So it's super messed up. There'll be local tribes, and these people have lived on the land for centuries or whatever. I don't exactly know how long the Hawaiians have been there, but for a long time, that's their ancestral homes. And these big families will live on land, so they don't have any exact documentation of who exactly owns the land. So Mark Zuckerberg comes in with his lawyers, and he's like, "Well, you guys don't technically own this." Kicks them all out, and he just takes it for himself, so he can skydive over it or something.
He's
What
probably
happens-
gonna try and buy it.
Yeah, what happens when his island sinks?
I hope he sinks with it.
Zuckerberg Island
Zuckerberg
instead of
Island.
Hawaii.
Just turn it into an underwater evil base, evil layer.
Facebook headquarters.
He's got one he's totally got one in the volcanoes there.
Oh, for sure.
Big glass wall. There's standing there.
Some
Cats.
Incredibles type of stuff.
Someone's got to have one somewhere, man. Some of these
Real.
people, they've got
It's
hundreds of
too
billions of
talked
dollars.
about. It's too brought up. It's too.
Someone's got an evil base on a submarine, or
The fact that people can picture it in their head.
Yeah.
Somebody's doing it.
Yeah,
Somebody has it.
what was Superman's? It was the
Telephone booth.
Fortress of Solitude.
Mhm.
Yeah, someone's got one of those too. Probably some of those in Antarctica.
For sure.
I mean, there is already underwater hotels and stuff like that, and
This cool one I just saw was there's this one in the Mediterranean.
Mhm.
You know, when you scuba dive, if you go below 50 feet,
Mhm.
you can't stay there for too long, or you can't go up too fast because the nitrogen in your blood.
Bends.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get the bends.
You can break your ribs too, actually.
Because air bubbles will start
Yeah.
forming.
Mhm.
But in the Mediterranean, there's this underwater hotel that it's because I guess the problem's not when you're down there; it's when you try and come back up. So you go down there and it exists below 50 feet, so you can your body gets accustomed to it, so you can actually scuba dive for as long as you want at below that level, and you can stay there for a couple weeks, and then I guess there's this whole re-leveling out process where everyone sits in the room.
Same
for
thing
the
with
final day.
space.
Yeah.
Same thing with space.
Dude, they gotta work out like crazy in space, 3 hours a day.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because you're gonna come back to Laffy Taffy.
Yeah, your bones are gonna.
Yeah.
You're not using your legs at all.
Your joints won't even be connected anymore.
No. I mean, yeah, that's one of the things they talk about with extended space travel. It's because our bodies will literally start changing immediately to the environment you put it into. So
Mhm.
the longer you're in that environment, it's just gonna make itself comfortable. It's I don't need this, I don't need that, I don't need that. I'm not gonna support these things with blood anymore. Fuck it. That's why our pinky toes are so messed up and stuff like that.
That's why our minds are a temple.
Really though. One thing I've been hearing though in the space community is this idea that planets are level 1 for species, that once you are able to successfully leave your planet, that a lot of species might prefer to just stay in space. Why actually colonize on a planet? Why not just have a cool
Colonization ship or something.
colony ship,
Colony, yeah.
spaceship that you can just live on and float around to different planets and hang out for a while, get some resources, and take off to the next one. This might be a zoo tycoon kind of thing.
Yeah. Just fly around space and collect. Mass Effect without the fighting.
It's all the reptiles on the moon
Yeah.
controlling our brain. I haven't heard that theory recently at all. It's
No.
kinda sad. Maybe it's finally going away.
Has anything new come out about the
Oh, the UFOs and stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I haven't heard anything.
Oh, we're still waiting on the Pentagon. I know in a couple weeks or something they're gonna be dropping. They're supposed to be dropping everything they got on it. So we'll see.
I know then something's gonna happen where they don't get released.
Yeah, or they'll just redact everything they don't want us to know. That's what they do. They'll get.
They'll just like give you a teaser.
Yeah.
Like with the few they already have out, like, well, there's that.
They're
That
just
could
gonna
be,
they're
you
gonna
know?
release the one alien they have.
they got one they found in the 60s.
Yeah.
That one Roswell incident, like the farm or whatever. I wouldn't doubt that there's something, but I also wouldn't doubt that they would use it to just manipulate us.
Yeah.
Oh God, the aliens! Everyone, quickly! You must listen to us and do exactly as we say.
It won't get like that until like they have a UFO crash and then make it like broad, like breaking news: alien crashed in the
Well, hear this with like projection technology. This is a theory I've heard for a while. Is that they're gonna fake a space invasion.
I've heard this so many times, the blue light beams and everything.
Project. I mean,
Yeah.
if it gets good enough, it'd be kind of convincing. You're just
Well,
chilling.
yeah, and people are getting sucked up in the air. I would change everything.
You kind of have to believe it at that point.
Yeah.
Like what?
Oh, you can't like throw a rock at it or nothing. See, that's why I want my own spaceship. Go after it.
John's gonna be the one to save us from this.
Space cadet.
Right. I'm gonna be like Star Killer,
It's like
Space
forget.
Star
Cowboy.
Space Cowboy.
Why else
Solo.
would they make Space Force?
Literally. I mean, I would really love to see private companies continue on with it. Like, I don't want to see like private companies get shut down, because with private companies and private individuals being able to get involved with space, that means all of us at a point will be able to have the technology to interact with space.
Yeah.
Like, eventually there'll be like space elevators. Like, we already have technologies like graphene, which is theoretically strong enough to be able to support a space elevator.
It'll be the future consumer market.
But it won't be so. Really, what we need is just a mindset for it. Like, we've got a lot of these technologies, but we've got so much mental illness. We need a philosophy for space. That's the main mission, honestly, right now. Because even if we keep going with all this stuff, if people can't control themselves,
Yeah.
we're just gonna either kill ourselves or
Each other.
Go
Each
crazy.
other. go crazy. Yeah, otherwise we'll turn into monsters. That too, that'd be a bad thing. Actually, Anthony and I talked about this one time. Like the destroyer gods got to come from somewhere, you know.
Every book has an ending.
Or actually, I think it came from. We're talking about like Dragon Ball Super, and how like Goku's like so powerful that he doesn't realize by going and fighting these battles he's destroying everything he like knows and loves, but he's still going and fighting them anyway because that's all he knows.
Yep.
That's all he can do. Which is, it's kind of a good thing we have limitations.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah.
we can't just do whatever we want, otherwise it'd be like a lucid dream.
It would.
But that's where the mindset comes in, so we can develop ourselves and get comfortable with just chilling. So that when we do get to space, we can just kind of almost act as more like guardians. That's how I would like to envision it. Guardians of Earth, like wait for the other species of Earth to kind of maybe catch up or keep doing their thing. Promulgate life elsewhere in
The
galaxy.
chimpanzees, they're coming.
Dolphins, dude. I've been seeing a bunch of articles about like crows being like a lot smarter than we thought, like on the level of dolphins and stuff.
They just sit back and watch.
Guys, there's a flock of crows that chills in the parking lot outside. I walk by them every day. I'm gonna start getting bird seed. It's like when it starts getting warm, I'm gonna train these crows.
Oh my gosh.
I'd be worried about the monkeys in Indonesia, wherever they are. The ones that are learning how to barter with us. They'll take your glasses and swap it for food. And if they don't like it, they run away with your stuff.
Yeah, they'll just steal your crap.
Yeah. They even learned that like electronics, glass, and metals,
Shiny.
what
Valuable.
people like get up and react to when they take them.
They're great. They have like gang wars and stuff.
Yeah.
Like especially like when everyone's like locking down. There's like
Yeah,
videos.
their war is so good.
Beating the crap out of each other in the middle of the street as everyone's like, what the heck?
They had goats roaming around.
Goats, yeah. I was just trying to chill, man. These monkeys are going crazy. And I think I actually saw like a documentary about these monkeys once, where I was talking about how they're like they're evolving. I was talking about like how certain animals are evolving for like city life. I was talking about like
Yeah.
pigeons, like rats.
They brought it up in the Planet Earth
Yeah, I think it might have been like
one of the
yeah,
episodes.
pretty crazy. And that,
Mhm.
evolution's happening almost right in front of us.
Yeah.
Oh, every day, yeah.
Every day, everything's always changing. It's gonna be cool to see how things turn out.
It will be.
As long as we don't just all die nuclear hellfire. But then at that point, we don't have to worry about it.
Unless you hide in the fridge.
Yeah.
Did you watch Indiana Jones?
Yes, I did too many times.
Stupid. So stupid with that up. I love Indiana Jones, but God, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Literally blast them too. What's his name?
Harrison Ford?
Harrison Ford. He's one of my favorite actors.
He is a great actor.
He's really good.
Blade Runner, Han Solo. What other stuff does he do? Does he have any other like cool characters?
I think those are his big main ones.
Solo.
I know.
Was he in
hold on,
the Air
let me
Force
slow
One
up.
movie?
Air Force One. Was there an Air Force One movie?
It was like a long time ago, I think.
Look up Harrison Ford movies now.
Great actor.
I had like a whole binge at one point.
Harrison Ford movies. That's like my mom with Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks.
Yeah. Oh, he did a lot of movies.
Oh yeah, right. That's Indiana Jones. Star Wars. Let's see. 45 more. Oh yeah.
45. Legend.
Still kicking. How old is he? 78.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, he did Cowboys and Aliens.
Oh, that movie was actually pretty good.
Expendables 3.
It was entertaining.
It was.
It was. Man, you guys gotta watch some Blade Runner with me.
Oh, I love the original Blade Runner. Was great.
I don't think I've seen any of them.
Alright, so we gotta rewatch it so Isaac can watch the old
Yeah.
one. The old one's really good. It is older, but it's really good. The new one
Yeah.
was beautiful.
I have to watch the new one still.
I've seen people talk shit about it, and it's like, why?
Nah, dude, people set their expectations way too high nowadays for
That-
everything.
Yeah.
Like,
They really do. I think people are just digging into things too much.
you gotta let it come to you.
That's almost why I feel like movies in the past were like almost better because it left a lot more up to like the imagination.
Mhm.
It wasn't like now you can watch a movie and you can go watch 10 hours of post content
Yep.
like, explaining every little aspect of it. And I guess after a while it
Yeah.
kind of gets a little
Like you said, the age of learning is now, and
yeah.
everyone's taking advantage of it.
Yeah, nobody's got patience anymore.
Patience
Because
is
it's just,
a dying virtue.
it's gone.
That's one thing schools really need to focus on is like honestly they should have taught us like how to cook, how to like meditate, how to
Mhm.
just like actually enjoy life before teaching us a bunch of random crap about like math and sciences because like that's gonna be useless if the kid hates himself.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you're not wrong.
It's not gonna do nothing with it.
They just went with the everyone grab this tablet or Chromebook and just watch a screen all day.
Yeah.
Do what it says.
And like I'm not a religious person, but I didn't like how much they were removing it from the schools. I think they need to bring more of it in, not of one type, but of all the kinds.
And that shows what people gotta be okay with each other and stuff.
Mhm.
And
Well, because it's like, there's a lot of atheists in my school. I was an atheist, but that's just because, like, religion is taught, or at least from what I remember seeing of religion growing up, it was always just really dumb. A lot of the things I saw. At least, I don't think that's true now, but from my perspective going into high school, it was always like, oh, this is stupid. People are just selling their souls to something they can't know nothing about, you know? But then you kind of get older and realize it's like, oh, it's because life is kind of scary.
yeah.
People want to feel comfortable.
Yep. You need those morals and virtues to look forward to.
Not even that. You have like a following, a gathering behind you that
Mhm.
support the same thing.
That
so
too.
it's like
The
you can-
community.
yeah.
And the community aspect of it is
And being a part of something so big and which you
Right.
whatever you think is like whatever. Yeah.
It's just a big positive thing, especially on Sundays. It's something to look forward to for a lot of people.
It is. I think there's a lot of crazies with it, but really a lot of the religions,